Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I have another little video in my mini looks and review series. This is for the Moonlit Seduction palette by McGrath. We have 3 looks and a little mini review. Why don't we go ahead and get into it. Alright, as we get started, as with every other video that I've done in this series, we're going to start with the looks and then go into like the tiniest little review. First, we'll do the most natural look in this palette. I just used this guy up here. It's kind of like this like beige or like maroon but with a little bit of a beige base to it, and I put that all over my eyelid and my crease, and then on top of that I tapped this beautiful gold. Now Pat McGrath is like, these palettes are famous for, she always puts a gold in her palettes, and I only own one other Mothership palette, but this is a super wearable gold. The other gold that I have in the Divine Rose 2 palette is a bright shiny yellow gold. Let me put that palette down so you can actually see. This is that gold, and that other gold is like, it's a look. So this one is very neutral. I actually really like this gold a lot, and that was just a super easy look. And actually, if you notice, like these special shades that Pat does tend to have pretty sheer bases a lot of times, and they tend to be like more, some of her shades of these tend to be more glittery topper shades. And when I used this gold for the first time, I really thought, oh, okay, this is going to be like an intense gold, but it actually kind of taps over other colors and is more of like, doesn't have a super gold base. I guess that's part of what makes it more wearable. But that is look number 1. Look number 2 actually ended up being so beautiful. Now this guy here, I really wanted to try this shade down here. I think it's like VR Violet or something like that. It's supposed to be like a purple sheen, and there you can kind of see on my finger that it does shift purple. It looks kind of chunky in person, but I was like, how do I use this shade? Because when I look at this palette, I feel like I don't really see, like, it's such a stark white base with like a purple shift that I don't really see a look right off the bat that I think of. So what I ended up doing, and one of my criticisms for this palette later, I'll go ahead and say now, is I don't feel like there's a light enough shade to start out a look sometimes with this palette, or at least a cool tone. Like, I don't want to necessarily go as colorful with that always. So I took a contour shade that I had, threw it in the crease, and then on the outer corner and into the crease a little bit, I used this like dark charcoaly kind of gray, really pretty color, and it blended really well. I was really kind of nervous to work with it, thinking it might not blend like I wanted it to, but that was kind of my matte base. And then on most of my lid, I put this like kind of taupey shade up here. It looks like it's gonna be another special shade, but it's just actually like just a beautiful metallic color. And I put that all over my lid, and then I took the violet shade and put it kind of tapped onto the lid and onto that other shade, and it was such a pretty look. Definitely you could see that purple shift to it, but it was still super wearable and like fun. I really like that color, and I was so confused by this palette at first, but I was able to figure out a look that actually I really enjoy and will probably repeat a number of times. But yeah, that is look number 2. Let's go ahead and jump into look number 3. Look number 3, I wanted to play with this guy. Sorry, my finger's a little bit dirty, but hopefully you can see there that it kind of shifts like blue to purpley kind of thing. Not the strongest multi-chrome I would say that exists, but it's definitely not ugly. There's another swatch of it right there. And basically I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to do like more warm tone in the crease with that guy or more cool tone, so I just mixed them and I put them all over my lid, all over my crease, and then I put that all over the lid on top, and it's just super easy. I like how sometimes it's just easy to throw together a look that's just fun to look at all day. So that was that look. Why don't we go ahead and move into the brief mini review portion of this video. For me, I really like these palettes. Like I don't know if they're worth the money. Thank goodness this one was gifted to me. I mean, if you're into eyeshadow, I would say that maybe if they excite you, then they're worth the money. But in the grand scheme of things, are they something like you have to have? That's up to you. These guys here, the special shades, are definitely the highlight of these palettes. They're a lot of fun. I'm gonna give you some swatches. Hopefully you can see there, we have that like violet shade. There's like a peachy kind of gold. The actual gold that I said has that sheer kind of base to it. And then that duochrome or multi-chrome. I think it's more of a duochrome than a multi-chrome personally. And then the other shades in here, the other little metallics, are actually really, really stunning. They're just really good quality, but they're not that special shade, if that makes sense. Pros, the quality's there. The quality on these things is really fun. It's a fun experience to use the product. Cons, I would say, I feel this way about her other palette too, is that I wish there was a couple more mattes sometimes. Like while I really enjoy the metallic formula and especially the special shades, I almost wish that the shades were smaller and you could just fit in just a couple more like just matte shades, because there are so many more looks I want to do with these special shades that I don't have mattes for in these palettes, if that makes sense. So that's my biggest criticism. Does it deter me from enjoying the palette? No, because I have a million other palettes in my collection that I can reach for and create looks with. So that's really my thoughts on these Pat McGrath palettes. Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you say hello, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.